Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we are going to be taking a look as I test out Caleb Peng's Skarmory Double Grass team. I'll include a link to his video. Definitely subscribe to him. Amazing content creator. You've probably seen this video. It's crazy good. So the premise of this video is that if you don't encounter the flyer, then you sack one of your grass types and then hope to win the switch advantage or something, or catch the flyer. That's actually quite effective. But in this case, the first Pokemon I encounter is the flyer. Man, this fast move visual glitch, like where I can't, like their fast move is acting all weird, is concerning. Is difficult. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's fine now, but at the beginning it looked like the Altaria was lagging, but clearly it wasn't based off of the pace of the fast moves. So we end up in the one shield scenario, and this is the team. I think I battled this person like 3 times, and they beat me all 3 times. So pretty bad for me. And they read me perfectly. So they sludge bomb, and I go for the bait, and they actually don't fall for the bait, even though it got up to the earthquake. So that was pretty terrible for me. Yeah, so this is bad. I think their Toxicrow just sweeps the rest of the team. So this is one of the downfalls, is that if they have Toxicrow in the back, I wasn't necessarily sure how to handle it. So I switch out into Shiftry, hoping to get to the Leaf Blade beforehand, and they switch into Meganium. And yeah, I battled this person 3 times. They beat me all 3 times. So I went 15-10 with this team. Definitely some of it I could have played a little bit better. So they did a really good job there to take me out. So GG. Not a great start to this team. So I'm like, okay, let's just keep going. And there's so many times when I was trying this team, it's very difficult to use, extremely difficult to use. There's so many times I'm like, maybe I'll go back to my try another team, but I decided to stick it out. Caleb was able to go 26-0 with his team facing a variety of things. So here's a tricky one. So I go into Shiftry, hoping that they would switch out to their flyer, because I really don't want to face this Registeel with my Shiftry, but it actually isn't that bad. So Shiftry can tank a Flash Cannon. It would leave it pretty low, but if you want to stick out the 2 shield matchup, so as you can see, these foul plays just add up against Registeel. And I know I can just go for the Leaf Blade bait. It's not even a bait this time. It's just like pure. And then I notice my switch clock is coming up, and this is super critical. I build up for it, and then I tank the Flash Cannon. And it's awesome, right? So they do switch out to Haunter, and realizing that it's such a bad matchup against Shiftry. And then I was so worried about in this situation, and I'm like, please be a Shadow Punch. Maybe I can get off of a charge move. It ends up being Shadow Punch, and I'm just short of getting to it. But I know this Haunter has enough energy for a Shadow Wall, but not much more. And I'm like, please, Shiftry, survive this Shadow Ball. And it does, and it's great. I just farm down, and I switch out into Meganium. I'm not sure why. Maybe because I thought a Flash Cannon was coming right away. And I think they have a Azumarill. They have a Azumarill in the back, so pretty straightforward matchup. And yeah, this is pretty much over. Land the Frenzy Plant and get the win. All right. Okay, so we go into this next matchup. Okay, we're running against Ricardo 350. Oh, I think I had difficulty with this guy. So same plan. Gonna switch out into Shiftry, and then hopefully I can catch the charge move later on if they do decide to stay in. And I do build up a decent amount of energy. I think they were going for the Focus Blast, which actually would one shot. So that was a nice plan on their side. They actually end up shielding the foul play, which is not a great situation for me. So they go for the Focus Blast. So my counting is like a little bit off, because I was like, it's basically okay. So let's see. And they actually they end up Focus Blasting me, so my timing was slightly off. That's okay. Able to take it out. And what happens? So they go into Azumarill, which is fine. I'm going to Sky Attack, and then I'm going to look to Sky Attack again once I unlag, and we land the Sky Attack, and obviously going to let this go. And they undercharge, so I decide to switch out, and I have Meganium, and they oh man, that time I really wish I switched to Shiftry, and they actually tank a Frenzy Plant. I had no idea Haunter could take a Frenzy Plant. They go for the Shadow Ball, it instantly KOs, and I need to wait out. I am like begging for this switch clock to come up, and they ice beat me, so maybe not the best play on my side. And then I tried to switch and not able to survive. So GG, well played. If I would have stayed in that matchup, maybe I would have been better off, because then I would have not lost switch advantage. But that's okay, all good. So they go into, so I switch out into Shiftry, and they stay in for a little bit. I'm not sure why. Maybe to build up a little bit of energy, and I really should have just thought this. There's been so many visual errors. I was like, maybe they have a Blizzard, but no, it's just a Mud Bomb, and that ended up costing. Did that kind of costing this match? I can't remember. Ends up being very close. So I let this Frenzy Plant go through, and it does a pretty big chunk. I probably should have just Leaf Bladed, baited. Not sure, yeah. And then I switch out to Skarmory to catch this charge move. And then I'm really hoping I can take out this Meganium, because I would prefer to farm it all the way down. They switch out into Registeel, and I was like, oh great, okay. It's okay for me, I guess, because I know they have Wish Cash in the back and almost fainted Meganium, so it's not that bad, but I did have some weak connection there. And then let's see if this is going to be Focus Blast. It is. And then I just need to go for the Earthquake. So actually I go into Shiftry for some reason, I'm not sure why. And then I'm hoping, and they switch out into Wish Cash, which is fine, because I probably could have shielded, but I know I'm going to outpace this Wish Cash to the charge move. Well, they could have Mud Bombed me, but it's not going to really do them that much. And then my only lose condition is if I Frenzy Plant the Meganium, probably. So I decide to, this is a little bit too aggressive on my part. I decide to try to farm down, knowing that the Meganium doesn't have any energy. And I switch out into they switch into their own Meganium, I Frenzy Plant it, and then I'm going to farm down this Registeel. So, and then I'm not sure if they quit there or it was like one Razor Leaf. I think they quit. But okay, pretty good on my part. I battled the same trainer a few times this night on different sets. So again, pretty good situation for me. So I tried to switch out, and I don't know what's happening here. And all of a sudden, I have like a ton of energy, which I'm assuming they're having the same thing on their side. They just have like probably like enough, and then this Leaf Blade goes on forever. And so they switch out into Registeel, which is fine with me. This is actually not that bad of a situation. You're going to see how much shield pressure I'm going to put onto this Registeel, just by the sheer amount of charge moves. And I can't remember if they shield this foul play. I'm hoping that they don't. They don't. And I switch out into Skarmory to try to catch the charge move. Doesn't end up working. But that's okay. The Focus Blast doesn't do... it does a lot. But once I take out this Registeel, I'm going to be in a pretty good scenario. I think they come into Haunter. Again, I'm going to fire off the Sky Attack. And I can't remember if they try to farm me down. They do. But Shiftry can tank a Shadow Ball, and then there's a Wish Cash in the back. So I should be able to tank this. Ends up being a Shadow Punch. And they switch out into Wish Cash, which I'm going to instantly delete. And And then I think I ended just shielding this Shadow Punch, and then I Leaf Blade this Haunter. So I think the first set I went 3-2. So overall I went 15 and 10. I think I went 3-2, 3-2, 4-1, and I was like, oh, I'm feeling pretty good about this team. 2-3, and then I finished off with 3-2, something like that. So yeah, basically I went effectively 3-2 on average in each of these sets. Some of them I could definitely have played better. So Jace fan, a really top trainer in the Ontario region. So this is a very good matchup for me. They switch out into Azumarill, and I'm gonna let this Ice Beam come through, and it's actually a Play Rough, which ends up working a little bit better for me because I don't mind getting hit by another Play Rough. Actually, another player probably would have KO'd me, so I would have had to burn a shield. So they come into Tropius, and this Tropius is going to go straight to Farmville. It's like, it's not a great matchup. All my moves are double or triple resisted, so and they're hitting me super effective damage, and then we're lagging out a little bit, and this is I think this end up being they go into Alolan Marowak, not a terrible situation, mostly because these snarls are adding up. I'm gonna put a little bit of shield pressure on, and then I'm like, I'll just go straight for 2 foul plays. So if he doesn't shield both of them as well, now I have a 2 shield advantage. He actually hit the charge move, which it was end up being a little bit costly for him. He undercharges it, does a really nice job at recovering the energy. But the thing is, like, I have 2 shields. This Tropius is not going to take me out, and I'm gonna immediately be able to sky attack this Alolan Marowak, put it really low. And then I think he smartly switches out. And this ends up being just a Bone Club. But the thing is, like, I couldn't let it be a Shadow Ball. Even though I was very certain that it wasn't a Shadow Ball. That's, like, my only lose condition. Is if I get hit by a Shadow Ball, and then this Tropius is able to Leaf Blade me down. So I land the Sky Attack right away. Because I know I'm, like, 1 air slash away from KOing this Alolan Marowak. So GG. So we're taking that game. There you go. For some reason it exited out. So I take the first game in that set. So again, I'm gonna lose 2 of these next 4 because I go 3-2 in this set. So I can't remember. Is this one? Okay. So I switch out to Shiftry, and they switch out into Skarmory. They know exactly what's happening. They know exactly the line I'm running, or they guess I was gonna. The thing is, I could have came Lantern there, so that was kind of an aggressive switch. But I guess that they're just reading the line. So, and I really wanted to get that Leaf Blade off to put some shield pressure on, and we end up lagging. And then I think they were hitting the charge move anyways, which makes sense. And they switch out into Azumarill. Oh, and they did like a really brilliant idea. The thing is, like, so I make a couple mistakes here. One, I forgot how much health the Skarmory had. The thing is, it was definitely within Leaf Blade range. So what Razor Leaf range. What I should have shielded here, and then so I ended up screwing myself over because there's Skarmory. I could have shielded, double shielded, and then hope that my Meganium can put in work against whatever in the back, and it would have had a decent amount of health. But I think he has Defense Deoxys, So then I end up getting countered down. So I would have had both shields. I would have been able to slightly outpace this Defense Deoxys with Meganium, land the Frenzy Plant, and then hopefully have enough energy to land the Sky Attack to KO this Defense Deoxys. So then I ended up fading with 2 shields. So never a great and positive sign, unfortunately. Okay, so we're going into this next match. Again, going to switch into Shiftry. Get this energy advantage. They switch out into Altaria. So this is going according to plan. I'm going to do the foul play. Oh, this is kind of shocking. They did not shield the second foul play, which makes sense. You technically don't feint to it. I could have shielded, to be honest, and then probably snarled down. As crazy as that sounds, that probably actually would have worked. And then, because I'm assuming They don't like. Oh yeah, so this ended up being okay for me because I fire off the Sky Attack and then I switch into Meganium, and then Meganium is going to be able to beat both these Pokemon. As long as I come out of this matchup with energy versus this Azumarill, he actually probably would have been slightly better off allowing me to hit the Frenzy Plant against the Lantern, and then coming into the Azumarill match with even me at 0 energy, just because like this Azumarill would be able to land an Ice Beam because it did build up a little bit of bubbles beforehand, but because that didn't end up happening, and then I basically had the advantage versus both and was able to land the Frenzy Plant. I think you just straight up sack the Lantern was probably the play. Yeah, it was probably the play, hoping that you hit a Thunderbolt or something, and then a Thunderbolt plus an Ice Beam plus the bubbles probably would have been enough. So next up we go against Hang PJs, a very good trainer from the Portland area. So I'm gonna go into Shiftry's. I played this match as the Umbreon several times because I played against Caleb's line quite a few times, and I was like, okay, as long as I shield this Last Resort, I should be okay. And then I just have to go straight Leaf Blade. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm in a very good situation right now, and end up shielding again. They go for the Last Resort, and then so my plan right now is to tank the Last Resort into Skarmory, and then hope that they don't have a strong Skarmory counter. So I build up. I think I do one more Snarl, and then I switch out. And then I tank the Last Resort into. Oh no, he ends up foul playing me because he anticipated the switch. So, which pretty bad for me. But he has Swampert, which is okay for me. The thing is that Swampert is gonna have to expend energy in order to KO me. Like just not possible for it to KO me with just one Hydro Cannon. So I feel pretty good for this matchup, so I'm just waiting it out a little bit. I don't want to go with Shiftry because I don't want to get hit by Hydro Cannon, even though it wouldn't do that much. So I decided to go Meganium, Vine Whip down, and we are going to see a Bronzong. And I'm like, oh, I have the perfect Bronzong counter. And then I was like, please KO with this Leaf Blade, though it has almost no energy, so probably would have been fine. And then the foul play, and I resist everything that a Bronzong typically has. Psyshock, double resist, Confusion, double resist, Bulldoze, single resist. If it had Flash Cannon or Heavy Slam, then I probably would have been in a little bit more trouble. But that's Shiftry. Good thing I switched out because it definitely put in a lot of work. All right. So for sure I lose this next match because I think this is the 5th one in this set. Electro Blade. Let's see. Okay. So I go into Shiftry, and they go into Alolan Muck. And, oh yeah. Poison Jab, Alolan Muck. And I was like, oh, jeez. Because I saw my health chunk down. I was like, oh, Snarl one, I'll be fine. And I kind of debate doing the shield. It might have been worth it. I don't know. It's hard to say. I definitely would have got the charge move off. And then, but the thing is, I double resist these poison jabs, so they're not doing that much damage on these poison jabs. This Dark Pulse does hurt, and then I'm hoping that I can faint down. I end up being able to faint down. They go into Azumarill, I go into Registeel. Oh, I go into Meganium. Oh yeah, so then this bait does not work. I was like, damn it. That's okay. I was like, this is okay, because I need to land an Earthquake and a Frenzy Plant anyways. So I end up baiting again because they're within Earthquake range, so they're more likely to shield. And then I end up shielding. And I was like, okay, I have a play. I go for the Frenzy Plant, hoping to grab the shield. And I do. And then I switch out. I was actually hoping to catch the Flash Cannon. And now, so debatable plays on my part. So they have energy on the Registeel, and I don't think there's any way I could win this. So I end up not taking out this. So first off, I had to play one. First off, this foul play is not going to do that much. And then I was going to win the CMP tie versus this Registeel. Is I should have just stopped doing the fast move on Skarmory so I could farm up more energy on Azumarill to allow me to get to the Earthquake. Because I was going to win the CMP tie versus the Registeel anyways. So that makes a mistake on my side. So I switch out into Shiftry. And we end up CMP tying. Or I'm like half a turn behind. Which is fine. Makes sense because I switched in. And then I land the foul play. And they switch out into Altaria. And this is a very good strategy by them. Which was to burn the shield and then switch out. I think I ended up getting a shield anyways. So, oh no, I didn't end up getting a shield. So, it was very bad for me. Very, very bad for me. But their Registeel is also a little bit lower, so it's hard to say. So they go for the Sky Attack, and I go for the Sky Attack as well. And then I'm going to switch out immediately into Meganium. And I have to shield this Flash Cannon. And they go into a Azumarill. So I was like, maybe I have some play here. Especially since like they switched it a little bit late. I can throw these Frenzy Plants, stall out the clock. And they actually let me connect with it. Ends up being Ice Beam. Makes sense. And then I was like, really aggressively farming, and then I go for the Frenzy Plant bait, which they end up letting go through, and then I go for another one, and then I switch out into Skarmory, and they end up catching the Flash Cannon. So right before I was able to get the Sky Attack off, they decided to quit the match. So catching that Flash Cannon was absolutely huge onto Skarmory, or they accidentally clicked on it, one of the two. But put me in a pretty good situation. So next up, I go against Gen Sen 1. Okay. So I think this hugest thing, I go into Shiftry, and they actually stay in this matchup, and then these counters are absolutely destroying me. Yeah, this is very bad. We end up lagging out a little bit, so I think did I go for Leaf Blade here? I should have went for Leaf Blade, and they end up shielding. So I'm like, okay, well, this is not amazing for me. I have a shield, so I go into Skarmory, and I'm like, please be. Oh, actually no, I shield the Thunderbolt, and then I was like, please be enough to KO. And then. Yeah, so they Thunderbolt me, and then I think I immediately switch out into Meganium, but I have like basically no chance here. This Earthquake is going to do quite a bit of damage, but this Registeel is going to be able to land a Frenzy Plant. I think I'm able to... No, I'll land a Flash Cannon, and I'm not able to land a Frenzy Plant. And then they switch out into Sableye, which I wouldn't have been able to beat anyways. So they Shadow Claw me down. So nice play on their side. The Shiftry would have been super helpful in the back, but if I would have met Meganium, yeah, I don't know. Well played on their side. Okay, so they go into Toxicroak, which is a good situation for me. They go into Meganium. I should have went into Shiftry, probably. Almost for sure, because it's such a poor matchup. Well, at least Shiftry has such a poor matchup against Toxicroak, because it does resist all the moves. It at least has super effective Earthquake. So they go for the Ice Beam again. I'm going to look to build up a little bit extra energy. I should have farmed up a little bit more, to be honest. And then I go for the Frenzy Plant, hoping to grab the shield. They actually don't shield. Okay, so I'm like in a tricky situation. And then I should have... yeah, this is bad of me. Too slow on the switch. I should have insta-switched, to be honest. And I just tanked this Flash Cannon because I know it's not going to KO. and I go for another foul play, and then there wasn't really too much I could do in this situation because of I was slow on the switch. Their switch clock is going to come up first, and I land the foul play, and then I should have instantly switched. Yeah, because I knew it was coming. And then the mud bomb comes through, and what do I do here? Do I farm down? Farm down. Oh, then I land. Oh, so okay. Well, okay. Somehow I was able to pull this one out and land the flash cannon. So it worked out pretty well for me. Okay, I thought I was going to lose that one. And then I think we have one. I think this is the last match I have in this video set. I ended up going like. Okay, so I go into Shift Tree, and they go into Registeel, and then you're gonna see like how devastating this Shift Tree is when you switch in a Registeel. It's like absolute nuts. This is crazy, like how this turns out. So I land another foul play. I don't think they don't shield this. And now they're like within Leaf Blade range. So I go for the Leaf Blade. And as well, I know the clock is coming up soon. Oh, they actually go back into... They realize the clock is up. So they're like, we got to get out of here. This matchup is terrible for us. So I switch out and then hopefully catch the last resort onto Skarmory, which I do. And then we lag a little bit, but it's not a big deal. And so we're in a pretty good situation right now. Saving that Shift Tree for potential water in the back. And land the foul play. And then I land the Sky Attack. And then I know that their Registeel is coming back in. Or no, they actually go into Haunter. And arguable mistake on my side. I'm not really sure what's saving the... Oh, and I'm able to outpace this Shift Tree, this Registeel with my Shift Tree. And I'm like, please Shadow Punch. Oh, they had Shadow Punch me. Shift Tree's glassy, but it still resists. And I'm able to take out this Haunter. So, GG to my opponent. So what I think of this team is, it takes definitely some nuance and takes some guts to switch in. Oh, actually, no, I have one more match. It takes some guts to switch in a Shift Tree onto a Registeel, for example. That's it. And then, as well, you end up in these awkward scenarios. So when I watch Kayla's video, which I'll include a link in the description, he talked about like which ones he would not switch in, even if it's not a flyer. And that's Gardevoir is one of them. He switches out into Machamp. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, Jesus. And then I was like, if this Machamp doesn't shield here, I'm actually in quite a bit of trouble. And so I'm very thankful that they actually decide to let the Machamp go, because the Machamp probably could have ran through the rest of my team. Well, maybe not with a shield, but it would did a lot of damage. And then I'm like, please be Thunder Punch. It ends up being Fire Punch. And then they make a mistake right here. They decide to switch in on my charge move, which allows me to get out of there because those charms would have did a lot of damage. And I end up shielding. So I was like, okay, my win condition is if I farm down this Gardevoir and then land this Frenzy Plan. I'm pretty sure I win the CMP tie versus a Hypno with Meganium. But I actually have to... let me look that up really quickly. So, Hypno... Meganium... Yeah, Meganium easily wins that CMP tie. So, what I think of this team, it definitely takes a lot of guts. It's the Registeel matchup in the end, especially which... in shields down, you lose. So you always need to save a shield, but sometimes it's tough. I didn't end up winning Switch Advantage that often with this lineup, but I was able to use Skarmory basically as a shield and sweep with Meganium quite a few times. And it's really great against the Zoom Roll matchup. Overall, I really liked it. Went 15-10, went up 36 points. So slowly grinding my way to rank 10. Hopefully I hit it sometime this week, end of the week type of thing. If I can gain I'm 80 something points away. So if I can gain like 20 a day, would be really great, because the points are going to be hard to come by. Anyways, I'm going to leave this there. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.